This is the Monday Night Football After Show. The Buccaneers defeated the Carolina Panthers 17-14, and we're here to discuss it. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
All right, guys, that was an interesting game.
The full team back in the building.
What's up? Mike's back, Joe's back. Joe, we missed you. We missed you.
You missed me.
Yes,
I missed you guys, too.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Monday Night Football After Show. Buccaneers at Panthers. I'm Josh Rodriguez. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh_Rodriguez_. Michael.
What's up, guys? I'm Michael Rippe. You can find me all over social media at Mike Rips right here. MikeRips.
And you can find me everywhere, all the good ones, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, at Stiletto Jill.
All right, guys. Well, this was a big game. Buccaneers and Panthers came in with the same record, 1-3. So, at this point of the season, it's a must-win game, you say, right?
It absolutely is, because whoever loses, their chances of making it to the postseason are pretty much none. Yeah.
Very small. What do you think, Mike?
I would say small, but because it's Carolina, I'm still going to keep them alive.
Okay, so they're 1-4 now, obviously. Tampa's 2-3. Panthers missing Cam Newton. That hurt him a lot, as you can see. 4 turnovers by Carolina. Do you think this game would have been different if Cam Newton played?
I mean, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it would have been different, but I'm wondering what's going on with Cam this season. If you look at him, it seems as if this is more than a Super Bowl hangover. Something seems to be a bit off with him this season.
Yeah, he's got a concussion.
I mean,
Even before the
obviously,
concussion.
I'm talking about
Jill's
before
talking
the
pre-concussion.
concussion.
Yeah.
I'm talking, but to the point, Cam has been hit 200 more times in his career than the closest player, which is Russell Wilson.
Oh, wow.
And
good stat.
the same play that knocked him out from the Falcons game was very similar to something that happened in Week 13 last season with the Saints. And everyone is saying that it might have been avoidable, that Cam just kind of, could have avoided that hit. He went
walked
to
into
it.
I know they're saying.
100%. It's a good point because he absolutely could have avoided that hit. It's pretty cavalier of him last week to just slide, get down, focus, and he didn't do that.
He does that often, too. They showed a clip when they played the Saints of him doing that as well.
Yeah, that's the Week 13 clip I was talking about.
Week 13
Yeah.
clip. Okay, cool.
So, I'm just wondering, I feel like it also has to do with everyone that was sort of down on him. It seems like a continuation of that. His play has been sort of muted this season. Obviously, he wasn't there tonight, but...
Right.
I don't think that he's played that terribly. I just think the team as a whole has played terribly.
Yeah, his line let him down against Minnesota.
And also the defense.
Yeah, they
And
lost.
Jonathan's he's been hurt, Jonathan
Right.
Stewart. So there's been other things. I think Cam's been all right. I'm not too disappointed with him other than taking an unnecessary hit that removed him from this game. But, well, not removed him, just took him out.
So you think they'll be back?
Yeah, I do. I wouldn't count them out yet because that division, I'm still not sold on Atlanta, even though they look very good. But even with 4 losses, 1-4, I'm going to count on them to turn it around still.
2 teams last season made it to the postseason.
At 1-4?
1-3.
1-3.
Actually, 1-3. Chiefs and
Redskins? Were the Redskins winning?
Yes.
Nice.
I believe so.
Good
Cool.
All right, so let's talk about the game. We'll bypass the first half. Nothing happened, to be honest. It was a 6-0 Buccaneers lead. I guess what did happen was Roberto Aguayo, he missed a field goal.
A couple of missed field goals, both by Graham Gano and Aguayo.
Right. But I mentioned Aguayo because it comes up, later on in the game to be important. So, first possession for the Panthers, they come down. Greg Olsen was an absolute monster today. Derek Anderson loves him. I think he had 181 yards, something like that. I'm looking it up right now. Greg Olsen, 9 receptions, 181 yards for all you fantasy football players.
Great game.
Yeah.
Great stat.
He seems to be working better with Anderson in a weird way. Derek loves him.
Yeah.
That's
check down, safety valve.
yeah.
Greg Olsen's a top tight end in the game, though.
But Derek isn't like a moving quarterback
No,
like
yeah, he's
Cam.
not
So
mobile.
I think that, that makes a difference too, because he's going to not look to get his off more so as
Yeah.
someone like Cam does. There's maybe a more connection in that area.
Right. So the first possession, Carolina comes down. They score on a 4th and 1 on the goal line. Cameron Artis-Payne, first of 2 touchdowns, makes it a 7-6 Tampa lead. Get the ball back. They score again, 13-yard touchdown, Cameron Artis-Payne. It's 14-6, and you're thinking, all right, maybe Carolina's going to pull away with it. But then the next possession, Buccaneers take a minute off the clock, like a minute and a half off the clock, and a bomb to Mike Evans. And then you realize, we got a game here, guys.
That was a beautiful play, too.
Yeah.
It's a nice touchdown.
Yeah, and Evans was limping early in the first half.
Honestly, for me, Mike Evans, one of those guys that's injured frequently
Fragile. China doll.
Yeah, I'm not gonna call him a China doll. but
Okay.
He is fragile.
Fragile.
He is fragile.
He's often on the injury report.
And then the fun begins, guys, because it's 14-14. Carolina's driving, and they're about to score. They're on the 1-yard line, and Derek Anderson throws one of the worst interceptions I've seen all year. Play action, tries to force it to Greg Olsen, who's double covered, and Brent Grimes just goes up, snatches it. And to me, that was a turning point in the game.
Yep.
Earned his money. It really was. It was a momentum shift.
Absolutely.
That's the game. That's a game changer right there.
It is a game changer because you're thinking you're going to get 6 or 7 at least. You're at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, you got to get
first and goal.
And I said this to you earlier. I think, especially without Cam in the game, you got to at least run the ball on first down.
Yeah.
You already said that Cameron Artis-Payne had 2 touchdowns.
Exactly.
You're at the 1-yard line. It's first down. You got to run the ball at least once.
Yeah,
You can't. You're outsmarting yourself if you throw the ball on first down from the 1 with your backup quarterback. I don't care who he is.
So is that coaching? Do you think that's
That is
absolutely
coaching.
100%.
Yeah. Well, or the offensive coordinator, whoever calls the play.
But at the end of the day, even it's still Ron Rivera chooses the offensive coordinator. He's got to say, look, on first down from the 1-yard line, and Derek Anderson's our quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, frankly, I'm probably running at least first and second down with Derek Anderson.
From the 1, especially. Yeah.
You got to get those points, and you need to get a touchdown. And at least, I mean, it's not Cam Newton.
And Tampa Bay's defense hasn't exactly been a strong suit for them anyway. So I think finding holes.
He already had 2 touchdowns on the ground. Cameron Artis-Payne.
Right.
Run the ball in the end zone. Simple. Overthink it. Lose the game.
Right. And Derek Anderson had 2 turnovers at that point. The interception made it 3. Carolina as a team had 4 turnovers. Tampa Bay had none.
And that's how you lose games. Can't turn the ball over 4 times and be down 4-0 in the turnover deficiency and then win the game still.
Yeah.
You can't do it when you're with your backup quarterback. The Ted Ginn fumble too. His guy kind of runs into him on the punt return, and then he fumbles it, and it's like right there, but he can't get to it.
Yeah.
Frustrating game.
It was not a good game for Carolina.
It was not, and that's a huge difference in their season. Imagine the difference between 2-3 and 1-4.
Huge, yeah. You're in such a hole at 1-4.
Such a hole.
Yeah. So then Tampa Bay doesn't really do anything with that possession. They come down the field. 3rd and 9, they run the ball because I guess they didn't trust Jameis at this point because he almost threw an interception. And Aguayo comes up, misses a field goal, can't capitalize on it. What do you think? Where do you think his mind was? At this point, and he was drafted 2nd out of Florida State. He's the most accurate kicker in college football history. He's got off to a rocky start.
Nerves. There's a difference. As much as people, say you're just out there, you're just playing the game, and it's not that much of a thing. There is a difference in stepping up to the pro ranks, and maybe mentally he just nerves. That's the only thing that I can think of. It's just nerves, something he has to shake off. Maybe going forward, since he won tonight's game, that won't be something that will be a problem anymore for the remainder of the season. We'll have to see.
What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, clearly it's mental. Right now,
Yeah.
he missed a ton in the preseason. He's missed, I think, 4 out of the 8 so far. Good game winner, but he's
4 out
still
of 7.
I think after this one,
Oh, right,
he's
right,
not,
right.
I think, but nonetheless, he's this will definitely, hopefully, get him right because you don't like to see that on anyone. The amount of struggles, especially from a kicker, it's got to be in his head. But hopefully, he gets right. I don't know. I think it's going to continue a little bit, but you can't be that bad and keep your job. So over time, if he doesn't improve, they'll probably release him.
Yeah, I agree. And then Carolina gets the ball back with 4 minutes left, and you got to go down the field and score some points to win this game. It's a tie game, and what they do is they run the ball 3 straight times, 3 and out, and I don't think that's so rare to see.
And it's amazing when you say that they did that from what yard line?
Oh, I don't know.
All right,
I don't have it.
But they didn't run it in at the 1 yard
When
line.
you're at the 1 yard line
Right.
and you won't run it on first down, that's coaching. It's unbelievable. So at the end of the day, they deserve to lose the game.
Yeah, they played not to lose at that point. I guess when Derek Anderson threw that pick of the end zone, the offensive coordinator, Ron Rivera, was like, I just don't trust Derek Anderson to win us this game. And I think it ultimately cost him the game because Derek Anderson was moving the ball. Even though he turned the ball over a couple of times, he was moving the ball. He had a connection with Greg Olsen. Travis Benjamin had a decent game. I think that, when it's 4 minutes left to go in the game, you have to go all in. You can't just passively play.
Especially at home. You're
Right.
the team that's supposed to win the game. It's just a bad look overall from a coaching standpoint.
Yeah, so 3 and out, they punt. Buccaneers get the ball back, ends up being the game-winning drive. And same thing with them, though. They started off with 2 runs, and I'm like, what is going on? Does anybody want to win this game?
Neither one of the teams looked like they were really wanting to. It's like snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. That's kind of what happened.
Yeah. It was almost like Tampa's like, okay, fine, we'll win.
Right.
And Jameis turned it on. Tampa caught a couple breaks. There was a reception to Vincent Jackson with 40 seconds left. He clearly didn't get out of bounds, but the referee said he did. They stopped the clock on that, and then a face mask penalty.
Yeah, that was big.
And then it's time for Roberto Aguayo. So, guys,
Max it through.
do you guys think he was going to make the field goal?
I think so.
Yeah? You thought he was?
It's easy to say it after the fact, but I mean, it's 38 yard. I mean, you got to make a 38 yarder in the NFL.
I didn't think I was going to have faith. I had faith in you, Roberto. I knew you were going to make that. I knew you had that.
Yeah. All right, and he makes the field goal. Tampa wins 17-14, drops the Panthers to 1-4. They improve to 2-3. Huge game in the division, guys, and that's how this Monday night football game ended.
I don't think there was pressure on Roberto. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I didn't think there was any pressure because it's not like they would have lost the game had he have not made it. It just would have went into overtime. So I feel like mentally...
It was a little bit less pressure, you're right.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, do you know what I mean? It would have been bad for him, but not ultimately like, you cost us the game. So...
Okay. So let's look at that division now. Atlanta is 4-1, and then you have Carolina.
Tampa's now in second.
Tampa's in second at 2-3.
2-3, and then New Orleans and New Orleans and Carolina.
New Orleans hasn't.
Sorry, still.
Oh. Yeah.
1-4.
So you still don't believe in the Falcons, do you?
I mean, I believe in them more than I did a couple weeks ago.
You kind of don't have a choice at this point.
Going into Denver after what they've done already is impressive. However, we've seen this in the past seasons. They start out hot and then they cool off. So I'd like to see them get to November and December and play winning football before I say I agree. Because we've seen the same thing last year. I believe they were 4 or 5-1 or 5-0 to start, and we're right back there. So it's impressive because I didn't see it coming. But I still want to see more. I definitely think they're a good team, but to get it done over a full season, not a quarter, a third.
And you both feel Carolina still has a shot, right? Even at 1-4.
Mike is a little more enthused. I think that they have a shot. They're going to bounce back and come back, but I think that they're still reeling from some sort of hangover. There seems to be a disconnect. They're not. Last year, the team was sort of us against the world. This season, it seems a little disjointed and discombobulated. They did lose a lot of pieces.
Well, they lost Josh Norman, obviously.
Yeah,
that's
a
a
big
big
piece.
On the flip side, they got Kelvin Benjamin back.
Yeah.
And that doesn't seem to have helped. In fact, it seemed like their offense was better last year to this point. But they're not your normal 1-4 team. I mean, you look at some 1-4 teams and you're like, that's not a good team. For example, the Miami Dolphins. Not a good football team at 1-4. But the Carolina Panthers have the same record. But you look at the Carolina Panthers, at least I do, and I think that team still in any field against any opponent is dangerous. Okay. And let's not forget, they didn't have Cam Newton tonight. If they have Cam Newton, in my opinion, they're 2-3 after tonight's game. But they have to go with the cards dealt to them. Cam's got to be smarter. They've kind of given away all the leeway they have this season, and they have to win football games moving forward. But they showed us last year they can do that. They were 15-1, don't forget. So they can get on a run and pull off 6-7 in a row, and then before you know it, they're right there. They maybe are going to have trouble winning the division with Atlanta 3 games up on them, but it's early.
And the schedule is kind for them.
It gets late quick, but it's still early enough that they can still salvage the season.
Okay.
Now, if they lose it 1-5, maybe I might jump off. But 1-4, Cam comes back. Cam is the ultimate guy, I think. When you count him out, he's going to come through. So I really like the position that with him coming back, all the doubters, that will feed him, I think, for sure.
And get him going.
I think he's going to be poised to have a big rest of this season.
Okay. Jill, you have the schedule there, right?
Their next schedule is they play New Orleans next week. That's winnable. They have a bye week after that. Then they go to the Cardinals and play, who struggled this season.
Yeah,
so
it's a tough one still.
that's up in the air. After that, they play the Rams.
I don't know what to make of the Rams, to be honest with you.
The Rams average is a good word. They're actually better than what I expected from them, to be honest. They're doing a little bit better, but you know that it's kind of fool's gold at this point.
Okay.
So
I agree with that.
And then after that, they play Kansas City. So
it's difficult. They were 15-1 in the Super Bowl last year. I'm not counting them out yet.
Okay. Now on the flip side, what do you guys think of the Bucs and their chances? They're 2-3. They're a game above Carolina right now, so technically they're in better position.
I'm going to be honest and say I haven't really watched the Bucs this season. I know that Jameis has struggled a little bit, which I'm guessing is just sophomore rush, or maybe, now that teams are more dialed into his sort of style of play. I don't know. The Bucs just aren't properly gelled to me yet.
Okay.
But it's still early, but I don't have visions of them going far. I don't see them in the playoffs.
Okay.
I had higher expectations at the start of the season than I do now for them. I think they're obviously going to be competitive at 2-3. They showed tonight, but I thought Jameis would have improved more than he has so far. Let us know what you guys think. Do you think Jameis should have improved at this point? Because week 1, he looked like the story was week 1 that he had lost weight in the offseason. He had dedicated himself. They got the new coach, and this was going to be a big breakout season. And so far, after week 1, which he looked great in,
He looked great, yeah.
he's regressed, and he's gone the reverse way you'd like to see. And he didn't look great tonight. And he was lucky. He won that one fumble that he recovered. If you're going to be spinning and running, you got to hold on to the ball as the quarterback, especially when you're running. I like Jameis. I'm a little disappointed so far this season in his progression because it doesn't seem like he's getting better yet. But I don't think Tampa, this is going to be their season.
Okay.
So they could be competitive, but I think they're going to come out on the wrong side of a lot of results.
They're about like a year or two away, I feel like.
Yeah, I think they're a team that has some talent, but I think they're missing a few parts. And don't forget, they lost Charles Sims. They didn't have Doug Martin tonight. He should come back at some point. So they're down a couple players. We talked about Mike Evans. He seems like maybe he's a little fragile. So
Okay. I got you.
A season or two away.
Yeah.
I think so.
All right, so before we get into predictions, let's run through the games that happened on Sunday. New England. Brady's back, guys.
Welcome back. Did you see
Looks so good.
his welcome just timed with his Jay-Z inspired black hat Tom Brady cover? So weird. You're a rapper now, Tom? Okay. You're a rebel, I guess, after Deflategate, after being held back. They won't hold you down.
Yeah, the Patriots beat the Browns 33-13. Not much to say except welcome back, Brady.
He was incredible. And him and Martellus Bennett.
Yeah, three
amazing.
touchdowns.
A definite connection.
Yeah.
So if that continues, you have Bennett and Gronkowski.
That double tight end set.
Patriots are dangerous.
They're very dangerous.
As always.
The Lions hand the Eagles their first loss of the season, 24-23 in an exciting game. You can't win them all, right, if you're Philadelphia?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that they easily could have won that game, so I wouldn't. You're gonna have growing pains as a rookie quarterback. I still like Philadelphia to continue being a dangerous team this season.
Joe, what do you think about Philadelphia?
Again, I continue to be surprised. I guess what was that we covered one of their games.
Bears.
Yeah. So it's surprising me, and I'm very impressed with him thus far. Like Michael said, things happen, but I thought it was a great learning experience, and he was still very poised. That's one thing I'm very impressed with him.
Yeah.
He's so poised, no matter what the situation is. If they're up, if they're down, he seems to handle it really well. So I'm excited to see his development.
Playoff contender.
Absolutely.
In Philadelphia.
I agree. Colts beat the Bears 29-23. Take the Colts seriously at all? I mean, no.
The
Even
Colts
Andrew
have
Luck?
some internal problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should get rid of their general manager.
Him talking about, we had to pay Andrew Luck all that money is why our team. You can't say that. It's a valid point, but as a general manager, you can't say, I don't know.
Yeah.
We had to pay our quarterback. You can't do that.
You can't do that also because Andrew Luck, if there's a quarterback that deserves the money, he does. He's the only good part of that team other than maybe T.Y. Hilton, and he deserves all the money he can get. Plus, if you're the GM, your job is to get other good players, not just your quarterback.
True.
So get some other good players. Don't sell out your quarterback that does everything because the only reason the Colts won this past week was because of Andrew Luck, and the only time that they ever win is because of Andrew Luck. So Ryan Grigson should shut up, and she can be fired.
And that's a locker room problem.
Yeah.
Mike with the hot take. Mike with the hot take.
All right, moving on. Titans beat the Dolphins 30-17. Two teams that I don't think are really going anywhere, but Tennessee slowly making their way up, I feel like.
Making their way up to where?
Relevance. In a year is what I'm talking about.
I'm heating up because I like Tennessee to win that division.
Still?
Right now, because I don't like that. I think Jacksonville's not garbage. Indianapolis is garbage, and I don't think that Houston is good enough.
So
I think it comes down to Tennessee and Houston. And I think Tennessee at maybe 8-8 or 9-7. Look at their schedule; it's simple.
Okay.
They're not that good, but I think schedule-wise, that division, a team that's not that good is going to win it, and I think it's going to be Tennessee.
I still got Houston in that division.
Fair enough.
Hot take. Okay.
We'll see. Let's watch that.
We'll see.
Any thoughts on Tennessee, Jill?
I don't have any thoughts on Tennessee because I have to be honest when I haven't watched teams. So that's a team that I haven't checked out. Teams that I'm not really interested.
I love it too.
Because
Instead of just like, oh yeah, I think they're good.
No, I haven't watched them. They're not somebody that's on the radar.
Respect
yet.
Stiletto Jill. Minnesota Vikings 31. Houston Texans 13. We were just talking about Houston.
They still
I think
haven't lost a game.
They're the best team in the NFC. I think they are.
Best team in the NFL.
Super Bowl bound. Super Bowl bound.
You think? I mean, for now, it's early.
It's too early to say. I don't like picking the team right now. Right? It's too early.
It is too early, but I mean,
With
for
injuries
me,
and-
Vikings Patriots with Brady back,
That would be
that's
something.
going to be tough.
Wow.
Steelers 31-13 over the Jets. Jets just, I mean, so
What's there to say about the Jets?
yeah, I'm
Nothing?
disappointed. I thought they were going to be good this year. Maybe I bought into the Fitzpatrick being decent and Forte coming in. I thought he added another dimension to
The
that
Jets
offense.
are always good or thinking they're going to be good in preseason leading up to it and maybe even that first game, and then it just all goes left.
Yeah.
And Rex isn't there to blame anymore. So
They're blaming Todd Bowles in New York. I'm telling you that.
Forte hasn't done much lately, so that would help if they could get him going or
He's
run
over
a game.
30 though, right?
He's
I mean,
over
I
there.
sort
I'm
of
not surprised by
believe
this
the
because I
thing with the running
remember
backs.
earlier in an earlier game this season I was thinking that, but the one thing is they've had a really difficult schedule, the most difficult schedule in the NFL so far. So I'm not a Jets fan. I wouldn't count them out yet because they still got players.
Yeah.
I really like Brandon Marshall. Eric Decker's hurt right now.
He's out,
That's
yeah.
a big deal. But I'm not counting them out yet.
Okay.
As a wild card contender.
You sound like Brandon Marshall and his locker room positivity. We are
I like
right
Brandon Marshall
where
a
we
lot.
need to
Yeah,
be.
I like
That's
him
what
too.
he said.
Redskins beat the Ravens 16-10 in a very sloppy game. Wins at 40 miles an hour. I think that's the second straight loss for the Ravens, right?
Yeah, and they
Coming
lost.
back down to earth a little
They
bit.
lost Steve Smith early in the game, and once
Yeah.
they lost him, their offense was completely inept. And also, they fired their offensive coordinator today, Mark Trestman. So he got
they
canned.
really? I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
they fired him. So John Harbaugh usually has that team playing, but they're not exciting.
No.
And Washington's just kind of floating around. So both of these teams, I think Baltimore will kind of be around in the mix because they're always in the mix.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're that
I
good.
think like 88, 9-7 missed the playoff by a game. You agree,
That
Jill?
sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're always playing those like field
Because
goal
they're always
games.
Right.
And
yeah, they're right there. They can turn it on and win that one game that'll push them over. But
Yeah, I agree with you. Falcons 23-16 over the Broncos.
Huge
Paxton
victory.
Lynch started. So
And he didn't look good.
He didn't look good, but was that the real Broncos team? So, they did go into Denver. They did beat Denver.
They will. And also,
but if you're a Bronco fan, you're like, well, you know what? You didn't beat our
we
real
can
team.
lose that. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you look at that game for a second and you think about how that went down, it's kind of surprising, at least to me, that the defense that starred in that game was Atlanta's.
Right.
Atlanta's defense was the better defense, which is quite the opposite of what you think because Denver has the amazing defense. So I'm going to write that off as just a one-time thing for Denver because it's still a good game, but I was surprised by Atlanta.
Yeah. What do you think of Denver?
I think that Denver is fine. They're gonna come together. Their defense. I mean, right now the league is defenses are where the stars are. Obviously except for the quarterback. So I think as long as their defensive line stays intact, no injuries, avoids that. They have Von Miller there. They'll be okay.
Also, they play the Thursday game this week. Gary Kubiak announced
he's not
coaching this week because he has some migraine
that's
issues. So
right.
hopefully he gets well. But that's something to watch. And also, I got a hot take. Also, wait for the next game.
Okay, Cowboys 28, Bengals
All right,
14.
maybe the next one after that. That's
Zeke.
Zeke,
huge.
listen, Dak, man.
Dak and Zeke.
and Zeke.
Dak,
Yeah.
he's so calm. The offense is so like I know it's a weird word to use, but like relaxing. They're very poised.
And they're not even playing with Des Bryant right now.
They're not. And I'm a Giants fan, and I'm saying this. So this, I'm like, I would love to trash the Cowboys, but I can't. They look awesome. They look really
But
good.
Jerry Jones is gonna ruin it.
I don't think he is.
You don't. You
No,
think?
I think he's saying it just because he feels like he has to say it. But I feel like if Dak continues to win and they're 6-1, 7-1, there's no way you can replace Tony Romo.
Romo's coming back.
No, man.
gonna say.
I'm gonna say it right now.
say.
Even though Jerry Jones is saying that Romo's coming back, I think now I'm just saying under the stipulation that they're still winning. So they're 6-1, 6-2, 7-1. I think Dak starts.
Well, I think that Romo comes back week 8, and they're gonna have a bye in there. So all they have is one more game with Dak before Romo returns, and regardless, win or lose, Tony's getting his job back. I'm not sure he'll say that. We've talked about this either on the TNF or on this show, and I said it from the start. Romo's getting his job back, but it's a good problem if you're Dallas. Look, it's not the end of the world. Tony Romo's a great quarterback.
No,
he's
he is.
very fragile.
He's very good, though.
And hopefully he doesn't get injured again. But here's the thing. Even if they give him his job back, let's say he's either great and they keep rolling, or he's terrible, you can easily just replace him with Dak. And now you know that you have the quarterback of the future. We'll see. I think Tony's getting his job back.
Yeah, what do you think?
I think that they need to work on their young core and get. I mean, we're disappointed by Dallas every season.
Right.
I'm not a Dallas fan, but
Well,
I'm just
Tony's
saying-
injured every season, but this is
Yeah,
just,
well, I mean, and Dez was injured last season too. So I just think that they need to ride out their young guns and develop that core because that's their future.
So,
and
Dak loses. Tony gets his job back or not?
no, I mean,
so
I
no
don't
and
know.
no.
I think that he's
So Tony-
going to, but
but
I don't.
you wouldn't recommend it.
Right.
But so you're a yes. Tony gets his job back.
Yes,
Oh,
Tony gets
okay.
his job
All right,
back,
so
but
no,
I
yes,
don't
yes.
recommend it.
We'll have to see in a couple weeks.
All right, Raiders 34, Chargers 31. The Chargers blow another game, guys. This team just knows how to
season.
lose.
Go
It's
Raiders! What's
crazy.
going on with the
Raiders
Raiders?
are
The
good,
Raiders
man.
have been looking
Derek
good.
Carr's really good. He's
So-
got a good receiving
Derek Carr's
core.
good. Michael Crabtree has worked out for them.
Crab is-
Do you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
know he's
Cooper-
glad not to be
Cooper
in San
turned it on.
Francisco. Yeah.
They've
Yeah.
got a good young core. Speaking
They
of
do.
young cores,
Khalil
and I
Mack
like
and-
Derek Carr a lot for a
Yes.
young quarterback. This was the game I was talking about. A hot take. I think Oakland's going to win the AFC West.
Yeah, I agree.
Over Denver.
Ooh.
I like Denver as the
No, I
second
disagree.
best team now.
I'm sorry, I disagree.
Yep, I've got Oakland.
I definitely don't see them winning it over
Yeah,
Denver,
I've got
but I
Oakland
think
in the
that
West.
I think Oakland's gonna hold steady. I'm hoping that they do. It'd be nice to see.
I had Oakland winning like 10 games this year and making it in as a wild
Well,
card.
they could win 10 games and win that division. We'll see. I think that Denver's in a little bit of trouble right now with losing the coach, the short turnaround, and I just think Oakland's playing really well. I like Oakland in the AFC West.
Okay, cool. Bills beat the Rams 30-19.
Yeah.
Bills 3-game winning streak, 3-2,
They've
and
come
they
back from
beat
the dead.
the Patriots with
Cardinals.
Patriots without Brady.
Still.
Cardinals and now Los Angeles.
It was a good win. It was a solid win. It was what was it? Kind of they were back and forth
Yeah,
up until
it was
about the
closer
third
than the
quarter.
score indicates.
So I think that goes to what we were speaking about with the Rams earlier. I think that the Rams are just not totally together. They're playing. I feel like they've been playing above their actual skill
They're
set.
playing the general Jeff Fisher ball. They have no quarterback.
That's
It doesn't
exactly
matter.
what I was
saying. Well, yeah.
They have a decent defense. Aaron Donald's awesome, and they have no quarterback.
Yeah.
Or wide receivers and a running back that can't run because they have 10 guys trying to stop him at the line. So
Yeah, because I've been a little disappointed. that early,
where's
but
Jared
I
Goff? He
understand.
can't even get on the field.
No.
How can
they're-
Jared Goff get?
They're above 500, so I mean, why
Right.
would you?
Dak Prescott's starting.
Right.
Jacoby Brissett played. Carson Wentz is starring, and Jared Goff can't even get on the field. And
Right.
Case Keenum is terrible.
Yeah.
Explain that. He
Well,
sees
he's
ghosts.
won 3 games with them. They're 3-2.
Yeah, luck.
I mean, the only offensive weapons they have are Tavon and Gurley, and Tavon's more of a specialist to me. He's not really a...
7th highest paid wide receiver.
Yeah.
LA's got problems.
All right, the Sunday night game, Packers beat my Giants 23-16. Eli looked awful. He was off.
I watched the debates.
Nice.
There was Odell hugged.
Yeah,
The net.
that was cool.
They made that was so sweet, touching moment.
That was good.
Odell
Cool.
got it.
What do you think of the Packers? Do you think the Packers...
Struggle. I don't like Mike McCarthy in the role of head coach anymore there because Aaron Rodgers is not playing as well as he did.
No.
That whole team not as good as it was.
You think they need new energy in the locker room?
I think they need someone new at the top. I think they will at the end of the season after it's all said and done. Fire Mike McCarthy. They're okay. They're getting the job done. It's just not the same Green Bay Packers as they were.
Plus, when you have a record of excellence with a team like them, you can't be complacent with
Right.
sort of where they're at, just leveling out.
And also on the flip side, the Giants, your team.
We're just not a good team. They just really aren't, to be honest with you. And if Eli's going to play the way he played against Green Bay, they have no shot.
Too many question marks around everywhere.
All right, so next week's game is the Jets against the Cardinals. Let's get some predictions from you
Your
guys.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Hey, there it is.
Oh, that's a new one.
Boom. I'm going to go with the Cardinals. Carson Palmer returns. Going to have a good game against that Jets secondary. John Brown's going to have a touchdown, long touchdown, because the Jets have given up long touchdowns in every game this season. What do you think?
I like it. I'm gonna go with Arizona as well.
Arizona?
I am going to. My heart says go with the Jets, but I'm going with the Cardinals. My heart says go with the Jets just because I think that they're due for a win.
Okay, fair enough. All right, guys, that's been the Monday Night Football After Show on AfterBuzz TV. Thanks for joining us. Once again, the Buccaneers defeat the Panthers 17-14, move to 2-3. Panthers fall to 1-4. I'm Josh Rodriguez. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram at Josh_Rodriguez_. Tweet me at any time. I love to debate about sports.
Yes, sir, and me too. My name is Michael Rippe. You can catch me on social media at Mike Rips, MikeRips.
I'm Jill Munroe. You can catch me at Stiletto Jill, and for all your sports and pop culture gossip, jocksandstilettojill.com.
I go there every day.
Mike loves that. All right, guys, take care. Thanks for
See you
watching.
next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.